And for some strange reason, why are you not... Yeah, that's what I wanted to capture, yes. Oh, there we go, okay. Alrighty. I can't hear Deathgasm.
He's muted at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again, the Modensters of Gaming. I'm Kaiju K, and with me here is the wonderful fireball himself, Necro Nix. Hello, Necro.
Hello.
Also with us, but dead silent right now, is Deathgasm.
Fucking Deathgasm.
It's been a while. Been a while since we last saw you. That being said, tonight we have a bit of a fun one tonight. We have a bit of a fun schedule. Hopefully you guys don't mind it, but tonight we have Deathgasm versus a 5-pound gummy bear.
True story. About to happen.
Yep. So while we're doing our live stream, he's going to be sitting there snacking on 5 pounds of gummy bears as soon as he gets home, I guess. I don't even think he's home yet. I think he's driving.
He's going to do this in his car.
I don't see the 5-pound gummy. Oh my good gravy. Look at that thing.
Oh my.
Well, I wish you the best of luck and your diabetic doctor for the future. That is a lot of... My goodness, have you lost weight, dude? Seriously, I think he's about to put the weight back on. Dude, you look like you lost like 30 pounds. What went on here?
I haven't lost weight. I've been putting on weight, but I've been like losing size.
Okay.
He's been losing fat but gaining muscle.
Well, no offense, Deathgasm, but last time I saw you, your neck was about twice as thick as that. I'm a wee bit jealous of you.
What makes me like losing weight like a mother? I'm guessing that's because I'm at work. I walk about 12 to 18 miles.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
And then I throw myself up straight ladders with an arm.
Mm-hmm. Well, today is December 30th, 2021. With me here is Mama Bear Maxine.
Howdy, everybody.
The Necro of Nix.
Hello.
Deathgasm, the Gummy Bear Slayer. And Kaiju K. Hi. Well, this is a little impromptu, so we're going to get right to the start of it by picking the very first subject. Unfortunately, it looks like Mama Bear's going to be playing on her Switch while we're doing this, so I have to pick a... I got to pick a subject that she has... I say he's getting ready to start. Yeah, we're ready. We want to see you eat this thing before the end of the damn video. Oh my goodness. Oh, the whiplash. Oh, the whiplash. Oh, my neck. I felt the whiplash. Oh, man, I'm trying to figure out how to switch this. Hang on a second. Give me a second here. I got to get this. There we go. And then I can do that. Okay, there we go. Deathgasm. Oh my good. Look at the chunk you took out of that ear. You're Mike Tyson right here. Woo, Tyson. Oh no, now he's... Oh, the sugar's hit him. Look at him go. Look at him. The sugar's hit him. Look at him shake. What the heck? What was that? Oh man, that was terrifying. She's playing Dead by Daylight behind us. I can hear it. Anyway, Necro Nick. So,
yes, sir.
Tonight, I'm going to start with a choice of my own, and then we can just move on whenever we get bored with what those chapters are. So, my first question here. What would you say... let me try to word this in my head a little better, because I was about to say something that would have sounded a little stupid. Okay, so let's put it this way, okay? We all know and love the video game Dead by Daylight. I'm hoping at least you do, Necro. So the question I have to ask you is... No, I didn't want to do that. Is, as he freaking bounces around like in that case. Is, How do you think you would deal with it if you had been put into the world of Dead by Daylight? How different do you think it would be? Do you think you'd be able to repair generators as well as everybody else? Like, what do you think would be your goal in Dead by Daylight as you?
Harming the killer as much as possible
All
by
right.
throwing pellets and other things found around the fucking place at them.
All right, I can see that working on a good number of them. Unfortunately, I don't think that would do you any good against things like Nemesis and Pyramid. Oh my God, Deathgasm.
Devouring that thing. What the hell?
Oh man, he's ripped its ears clean off. He's devouring the brain. He's got to get to the heart to steal its power. Yeah, we see it. We see it. I'm just hoping I don't see you next telling me that I need to pay for your diabetic medication, because it's not happening.
Yeah, seriously, man. I won't even pay for my father's diabetic stuff.
Like. So what you're saying is basically, like, you know you can't fix any generators, but you know how to fix the bad guy.
Well, I'm not saying I can't fix generators, but I prefer to beat the shit out of the bad guy.
Well, I kind of got to agree on your side. I'm not exactly well known for working with machines. As you know, the saying is, if you see Kyle Davison's legs sticking out from underneath of a car, call 911. Yeah, the car probably ran him over. Call 911 because he's not doing anything. So I can change my oil and I can change my brakes and spark plugs, but that's it. That's basically it. So you putting me in front of the generator and saying, "Hey, fix this." I'm gonna be like, "No, I'm gonna go over there." Hey, who's that tall gangly guy over there? That's the killer. All right, I'll be back at 5. I mean, not for nothing, but I'm 6'3" over 250 pounds. I'm pretty sure if I throw my whole bulk into one of these villains, with the exception of like Pyramid Head or Nemesis, I'm pretty.
Listen,
Oh no, I can probably knock Myers on his ass.
okay, if you go to the gas station map alone,
Yeah.
first off, there's bottles around there.
Right.
There's obviously gasoline and stuff.
Probably, yeah. Not to mention.
Hold up, what?
What about the friggin' auto yard, man? You know there's chains around there. You know there's got to be a. There's got to be
tons of stuff to grab.
You know, it's one thing like I say that's like you're like well, Michael Myers is really strong. I go, yeah, but he was beaten by Ice Cube. Like the rapper Ice Cube kicked his ass with martial arts, so he's not that strong. I mean, he's immortal and unstoppable, and yes, he's physically stronger than a lot of people, but he ain't fast. And I'm pretty sure if I whip 250 pounds of bulk into him at full speed, I'm going to knock him on his ass. Now, of course,
but he's going to get up bad.
Well, yeah, what's he going to do? Walk at me angrily?
Yeah. Just remember, keep your eyes on him.
Yeah. No offense, but I've noticed that a lot of those, all the survivors move at the same damn speed. I may be out of shape, but I'm pretty sure I can outrun Myers for a while.
Most likely.
And while I'm doing that, everybody else can work on the generators or something like that. But, like, I've never seen anyone just think of, hey, how about if I pick up this 2x4 from the broken pallet and just wing you upside the head? I mean, Ghostface is just a human. Legion is just a human.
You're the pallet outside the fucking person.
Well, I know, just whip the pallet like a giant shuriken, I know. But what I'm saying is, like, okay, Myers walks over and breaks that pallet. Okay, now I have a weapon. Oh, look, I sabotaged and popped the hook off. This is a big hook. This is going to hurt somebody. This is coming with me. If you look at a lot of the killers, there's only like a scant few, and I mean that in the biggest way. There's only a scant few that you would really have to be afraid of. I mean, death.
First off, the reason why I always bring a toolbox is I always have my own weapons there.
Seriously, if I run out of the toolbox's tools, I've still got a solid metal object to beat you in the head with. Legion.
Let alone the monkey wrench that's in it.
Oh yeah, Legion comes running at me with a knife. I go running at him with an 8-pound toolbox. Oh my goodness. This is what horror movies look like to sugary action figures over here. He's just tearing it apart. Oh. But yeah, I mean, I know there's got to be something that the entity did to keep these people from fighting back. But honestly, I can think of maybe four 4 villains right at the moment. At the moment, I can think of only 4 villains that I wouldn't go run up and tussle with. Like, honestly, Nemesis is way bigger than me in every category.
This is true.
Plus, I've seen him take... Pyramid Head is bigger, too. I've seen both of them take tank rounds, okay? So, I'm not going to be able to do much to them, all right? I'm not even sure if the witch is actually... Or not the witch, sorry, I always call her the witch. I'm not even sure if the nurse is actually corporeal or not. So
That's just true.
I mean, I could run at her at full speed and go to kick and then go through her and be like, oh, crap. And then, of course...
Even the flapper might be a little hard to take down because he is a very big brute.
Well, he is a big guy, but once again, he's just that. He's a big guy.
Right.
Like, when you look at Pyramid, like, you know what frickin' Nemesis is capable of. He has shrugged off flamethrowers, rockets, tanks being thrown off buildings. A couple punches ain't gonna do nothing to him unless your name is Wesker. And I've literally watched. I've actually sat there and dumped hundreds of rounds into Pyramid Head before he finally goes down. I've also seen him grab somebody in mid-jump and rip the skin clean off their body. Not to mention that little butter knife that he's carrying around.
I ain't no little butter knife.
He doesn't have to hit me. What?
One of these Dead by Daylight ones, I would go up against 4 of them just to buy you guys time.
All right, well, that works. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't get their attention and outrun them. I've never seen Pyramid Head actually move quickly. Nemesis isn't exactly known for his speed. But the one I'm worried about most of all... Was that sarcasm?
That guy can move, Nemesis.
Oh, yeah.
Once he gets that momentum,
oh, yeah, once he gets the momentum, you start hearing steam trains in the background. Woo, woo, and he just clobbers people, I know. But, and then you have, like, the nurse who can't move very fast, but she can teleport, which is a pain in the ass. But the one I'm most worried about is Mr. Deathslinger. Okay. You're supposed to kill it, not have fun with it. I better not hear pants unzipping, all right? You're supposed to eat it, not beat it, all right? I mean, there's most of the characters, like if you look at their actual weights and heights, are on par with people like you and myself and even Deathgasm. But they're also, for the most part, dim-witted killers.
True.
I mean, there's not many intelligent killers. The pig's an intelligent killer, but unfortunately, she's like 5'6" and 140 pounds total.
Right?
And she screams at you when she's going to run at you, which is perfectly enough for you to turn around and sideswipe her. She goes running, and you shove that pork face right down her throat with a sidekick. Pull off her mask and pop a freaking one of her own traps on her and throw her to the ground. Say, ah. I mean, the hag. Oh my goodness.
Oh please, the Molotov would actually take her out.
Right. Well, the hag. I think the hag weighs like, I think she weighs 60 pounds or something like that. Like, she's so emancipated that there's no weight on her. You know, if I ran full speed, like someone like me or Deathgasm or Juggernaut could just like trample her.
True.
Now Myers is strong, but Myers is also very slow. Like, even in the newest movies, he doesn't really do anything to break a sweat in a run. He just walks at you. I'm not saying he couldn't kill. Subliminal. Oh, geez, Subliminal. Necro scares me. Necro stole his weight. Is the sky truly blue? I'd be a killer. So I should be fine. Oni-chan, I'm stuck in the dryer. Okay, Sub, okay. Calm yourself down, man. Calm yourself down. Sub says he'd be one of the killers, so there's that. I don't know. I think it'd be a lot more fun to be a survivor with your own, you know, your own self-preservation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing for you to be dealing with a survivor like Dwight. You know, Dwight isn't a fighter.
No.
Dwight's a pacifist by nature, so of course he's not going to fight back. But then you have people like Bill, who's ex-military. Yeah, you have both of the Resident Evil characters who are trained in police and special force tactics.
Right?
Nia's the entity, so we can just skip that one. And Taps, he's a detective, so he's got to have at least some basic knowledge of unarmed combat. And yet, none of them even try. None of them even swing. If you look on Jill Valentine's costume, she still has her damn knife.
True.
You could pop that sucker out. Suddenly you've evened the odds with 90% of the killers just by doing that. And if you hook one of them, their friends ain't coming to get them off the hook.
No.
If me and Deathgasm grab freaking Ghostface and pick him up and slam him on top of that hook, he's going to hang there.
Now he's going to be like, what the fuck?
Yep. Oh my goodness, I think the head's finally gone. If you're still there, sub, thank you for joining us. We're sorry we didn't catch this. I forgot to put the damn chat back up. But yeah, it's just something I always notice from a lot of these games where you're the survivor. I can't fight back. No, I can. You don't have to fight back. Let me fight back. Like I said, there's only a handful of the killers I'm actually afraid of.
Right.
I mean, I guess in theory you'd have to be afraid of all of them because getting a knife to the spine is probably going to hurt regardless if you're in their world or not. But what I mean is, like, if I see Legion running at me with his knife up over his head screaming at top speed, I'm going to run at him at top speed. I out-height, outweigh, and probably outpace him. I'm pretty sure I can knock him to the ground. Or her. Legion could be anything.
Right.
And of course, once you knock him to the ground, then what do? Well, you curb stomp them, you beat on them, you throw them around. You know, they have no way of defending themselves once they're knocked down. They don't have any perks for that.
Right.
Same thing with the flashlights.
What
was that, Deathgasm?
do you guys think the head weighs on this?
That's probably at least 1 pound.
Yeah, probably.
Rebel would die Friday. Okay. I mean, like, honestly, like, what do you think the killer would do? Like, let's just say Legion shows up. I like putting out Legion because Legion's one of my favorite characters. Legion comes around the corner and all 4 survivors just slowly turn at him with big old smiles on their faces. And then he goes running with a knife and notices that all 4 survivors go running at him with freaking mag lights.
True.
I don't need to flash you with that flashlight to blind you. I just gotta beat you in the head repeatedly. The poor entity wouldn't know what to do after he's freaking us freaking tombstoning and freaking pile driving Legion into the dirt repeatedly. Hey, do you think if I jump off the top of this building I can put my feet through his chest? Hold him there for a second. Let's find out. Not to mention, agility-wise, I've seen you scale the size of a 2-story building that with almost nothing to grab onto. So, you know, it's not like the killer's going to be able to slow you down in any kind of situation. I've seen you climb and leap from tree to tree like a spider monkey before. You know.
That's
because the red resin's like all over my fucking hands.
Oh no. That's the blood of your enemy. Finish him!
I literally don't want to touch anything in my truck at this point.
Oh no. Well, you got the head done.
I'm gonna need you to walk over here and open the door for me when I get done.
Subliminal says,
It's gonna be red and sticky.
okay. Subliminal goes, sorry, Kaiju, I'd probably find y'all as the killer. Well, Sub, I'm fine with that. The only question you gotta ask yourself is, are you going to survive the onslaught that we come with? Like I said, you open up that toolbox, there's a monkey wrench in there. You ever been hit by a monkey wrench? I have. It hurts.
Yeah.
Your brother, Necro, your brother cracked me upside the side of the head with a monkey wrench once. He's like, does this hurt? And nailed me with it. I was on the ground for like 3 minutes. It hurt.
The aluminum one, steel one.
Right.
true.
You know, pop a screwdriver out, pop an eye out. Was that Deathgasm?
I got are you swinging, the aluminum or the steel monkey wrench? Because you ain't gonna get enough speed on that fucking steel one.
No, but that aluminum one will nail you pretty good.
If you do get enough speed on that fucking iron one and you miss, or it doesn't put them down directly, you ain't swinging that thing back up quick enough to get enough inertia down on it again.
This is true, but that's why you move in a pack. You know, it's one thing for you to go one-on-one, it's another thing for you to get in front of him and Necro to get behind him. You swing the monkey wrench and he misses, he steps back and Necro stabs him in the spine with a screwdriver. Then you have plenty of time to get back up and swing that monkey wrench a second time.
Yeah.
Race them in the ass. What do you do if he got raped trying to kill us?
Well, that would be quite a surprise. I can only imagine how the Huntress would feel after that. The Huntress is about, I think she's 6'3", so she's as tall as I am. But for some strange reason, she is way more solid than I am. I think she's like 300 pounds or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's all muscle. But like, her mindset. All right, Sub. Well, you have yourself a great night, man. Sub has to go. Like, she's a big woman. But here's the thing. Whenever she's on the map, the lockers are filled with hatchets. Open locker, receive hatchets. She starts humming and suddenly she catches a hatchet to the thigh. And she doesn't know how to react because she's still caught in a 6-year-old's brain.
We need your mother against Trickster.
My mom against Trickster?
Yeah.
She'd catch the knives in midair and throw them back.
That's what I'm saying.
That is if she can get to him before I can get to that little pipsqueak. And that
No, before you get to that pipsqueak and throw him out of fucking throw a knife.
And the gummy bear is hurting my teeth. He was watching you eat the gummy bear and it's hurting his teeth watching you eat it.
Jeez, he looks like he's about halfway through with it.
He does look like he's about halfway through. I think he's going to eat all 5 pounds in less than an hour.
Damn.
He's got set. Well, no, it'll be longer than half an hour, but he could probably get it done in an hour. Oh my God! Oh, that's a horror movie right there. Oh, everything from the neck up is gone. But like, you know, some of the killers are scary. You know, I wouldn't want to catch a bear trap on the ankle. That would hurt.
Yeah.
Are you trying to roast the gummy bear?
He's biting its heart out for power. He's ripping the heart out to absorb its power. Like Wraith. Wraith's a big guy too, but he can't.
Yeah.
But he can't do anything as long as he's invisible.
Right.
You can. He comes walking up to you invisible. You turn around with a freaking wrench and smash him upside the head. He's not gonna. That's gonna hurt.
Yep.
He's got to wait to bing, bing, bong. And if you can get the bing, bing, bong out of his hand, I don't know if you can turn visible.
Take out his kneecaps.
Take out the kneecaps, you know, things like that. You know, the Trapper's a big guy, but he's not a smart guy. The Nurse is pretty lightweight and small.
Yeah.
The Doctor tries to drive you crazy, but unfortunately, I've already been there. I'm the mayor of the damn city. So, it's not going to really do much other than to shock me a bit with literally what is called static electricity.
Yeah, that's the kind of crap that we used to play around with when we were kids.
Oh, jeez. I think that would just upset me.
Socks across the damn carpet.
Yeah. Oh no, he's no. Oh, killers beware, you're in for a scare. Oh, that poor gummy bear. Oh, I don't know. I was going to ask what sex it was, but now it doesn't matter. That chunk is gone.
Basically like venom. I'm going to eat your face. I'm going to eat your arms. I'm going to eat your legs. And then you'll be rolling down the street like a turd in the weeds.
Yep. see. That's what's some of the other killers? The Hag weighs next to nothing and is next to nothing in height.
Carnage.
Right. That was a good movie.
I love Carnage.
I think they could have done way better with him. You know, this is Cletus Cassidy. The only person Cletus Cassidy loves is Cletus Cassidy.
They should have never been a movie.
What?
And that's where they did fuck up the movie, but...
Right.
Yeah.
But going back to the killers, I mean, the Doctor's a tall guy too, but he's a doctor. He has no formal combat training. He's just got a zappy sex toy. Let's see. Myers, he's a pretty big guy, but with enough time and effort, we could probably get rid of him.
Yeah.
I know I'm missing some of them here. Legion is 4 different people, but all 4 of them are very lightweight individuals, so they're not really going to stand up to much of a fight. The Clown's a big guy, but he's also a wheezy guy.
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly's really dangerous as long as he's got that chainsaw.
Yep.
Yeah. No, don't do that, Death Guys. The thing about that is, and I hate to bring this up because I bring this up all the time with people, is chainsaws don't work that way. Okay? Even if you have a chainsaw revved up to maximum revs and you swing it at somebody, it's a block. They're going to get cut, but it's like hitting somebody with a solid object. Why do you think they don't go straight through a tree? They're ripping and tearing. You just go and just cut somebody down. It doesn't work that way.
No.
It'll hurt them. It'll tear them apart. It'll make them bleed. But chainsaws don't work that way. They take time to cut through objects. And unfortunately, for a lot of people who don't realize it, humans are pretty solid. We're a pretty solid creature. A single swing with a chainsaw would hurt, but there's no way it would be enough to literally down you unless you couldn't take pain to save your life. I'd be more afraid of that freaking hammer he's carrying in his right hand.
Yeah.
Because that thing looks like a 15-plus pound sledge. That's going to hurt. And he swings it pretty quick, so that's what I'm worried about. He's a big, tough country boy, so he'll swing you. And then, of course, you got frickin' Cannibal, a.k.a. Leatherface, who's actually not... Technically, I've never seen him as actually a bad guy. It's unfortunate that he was raised in a family like that, but he's shown, like in Texas Chainsaw 2, or was it 3, that he has emotions and feelings. He's willing to defend people and protect people, like that one woman that he fell in love with. He was willing to throw down his life and have one of the most epic chainsaw battles of all time. So, I mean, like, he's not a villain, he's just misled. You could probably talk him down.
Yeah.
You could probably talk him down into a hug. That's what I'm saying with him. I'm just saying, like, you know, it looks like Deathgasm's starting to slow down, people. He's starting to slow down. He tore off arms and legs, but that's it. He's just left them with nubs. Huntress would be a difficult one because she is a very large creature. But she's also, like, if you read her lore, like, her intellect is very subpar. She's not intelligent. She's just there, you know. It's unfortunate what happened to her. It's unfortunate what happened to Hag. It's unfortunate what happened to Nurse. But they're there, you know. And then you got Freddy, who, while he does have all his nightmare juice and everything like that, in the game has none of his actual nightmare powers.
True.
Freddy's like 5'8". Like, he's one of the shortest killers in the game. Like, he's a short bastard. And he doesn't weigh much either. So other than that set of knives on his one hand, there's not much going on there. You could literally beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Oh,
and plus, you could block life by blocking the wrist anyway.
Right. You're definitely doing it. You're definitely getting rid of that gummy bear. We'll see how long it takes you. That's a lot of gummy bear. 5 pounds is a lot of food. Then you have the...
I already got through it. And I took out the arms, the legs,
The crotch.
Yes, and the crotch.
Yep. Well, you still got everything on the torso left to go.
Where most of the weight is.
The blight you could probably beat by sticking your foot out.
True.
He's not exactly... He's pretty fast, but that's about it.
I'm doing this pocket.
Okay. Deathslinger has that freaking harpoon gun. That's a problem.
Yes.
But once again, if you could draw him into close range combat and disarm him, now you have the rifle. You know, look at me. Look at me. I have the rifle now.
Isn't he dead?
Well, some of them are demons. Some of them are people that were brought back to life. You know, he's not technically dead. He died, but the entity pulled him away before his last heartbeat fell. Of course, the entity could have at least fixed his damn broken leg in the first place.
True.
That was just cruel right there. But then you guys start getting into some of the characters that are, I would say, would be a lot more difficult to deal with. Like the Plague. She pukes on you, man. That's just...
Nah.
That's nasty. That would just... Oh, you know, just... Even if she missed me, I think just hearing the sound would make me want to throw up, you know.
True.
You know, I mean, you could probably gag her pretty quick, and she's a tall woman too. She's like 6'7". But like, you know, just the fact that she's gonna projectile vomit onto me, that's just not right.
No.
Then you got, like I said, you got Nemesis, who's basically a walking battle tank.
And Pyramid Head to go along with it.
And Pyramid Head follows up with the same idea. Michael Myers he can't die, so you can't permanently put him down. But you could probably injure him to the point where he couldn't get back up for the rest of that match.
Right.
And then you get into the weird ones like Trickster. If you got Trickster from the animation, now you're up against a very strong, very tough individual. But if you get the Trickster from the game, you just run at him and he can't hit you. Then you just full on tackle his arse to the ground and just begin beating him unconscious with your fists. He's not tall. He's not very physically strong. He's not very physically fast. And for some strange reason in the game, he misses every shot with a knife if you're running straight at him. But once again, if you got the one from the anime cutscene, now you're up against an actual threat. I mean, you could still escape him. And you could probably still beat the hell out of him once you get behind his little 5'6" arse. You know, that's all he is. He's very small, very lightweight, but he can throw shit at you. So, I mean, you got that. Then you got Pinhead, who, in none of the movies I've ever watched, has shown to have any actual physical strength. Like,
no.
You know, he's not physically strong. He's an entity with power. So if you could get past those chains swung at you just once, I'm pretty sure you could rope-a-dope him to the ground at that point.
Yeah.
And then you have, I think I'm down to the last killer. I might be wrong, but then you have the Artist. She's kind of like taking on Carnage almost. Those inky tentacles of hers can become whatever she wants them to be. And she is very tall and very lanky. But the problem with her is, once again, it comes down to combat training. She has none. She's an artist, literally. Like, that's all she is. She's a painter.
I think I should just weigh the gummy bear, see how far I got. I feel like I'm done with shit.
Oh, no.
Go weigh the gummy bear.
Yeah, go find a scale and weigh the gummy bear. We need to see how much you ate. You don't look so well, dude. Your eyes are glazed over. Drive carefully home.
I just went out to sit in my car outside my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just saying in his car.
I'm gonna weigh it. I'm gonna drink some water.
Yeah, you gotta counteract all that sugar, man.
That was a lot of sugar.
That was a lot of sugar, dude. Like, dude. He probably has at least 2 pounds of sugar in him right now. At least 2 pounds of sugar in him. I'm gonna guess there's 3 pounds of gummy bear left. That's what my guess is gonna be. There's 3 pounds of gummy bear left.
I'm gonna say 2.7 pounds.
2.7? All right, there's a good gal right there. What the?
I'd say 2.5.
All right, so we got 2 3/4 and 3 pounds. But you know, that's basically the end of my spiel right there. I just wanted to see what your guys' thoughts were on the killers. You know, which ones would be the ones you'd be afraid to fight? Which would be the ones you'd run at full speed and have fun with? You know.
Now, I'm going to take you into a different point of view with this conversation.
All right.
Now, you have the survivors, which we just went over, and what we could do possibly as the survivors.
Right.
Now, what if we were the killers and we had the knowledge that the entity did bring us back, and we go...
Necro, Necro, I lost you there for a second.
Why?
Necro?
Are we still there?
There you are. Hey, Necro, welcome back.
I'm here.
We lost you for a second there.
Okay.
So the last thing we heard was, and you had knowledge that you were going to be brought back.
Okay. So you had knowledge that you were going to be brought back, and you were brought back, but she didn't fix anything about you or anything like that to make you a efficient killer, and as a band of killers, you decide to go after the entity.
Ooh. All right. Well, first things first, we know that the entity can be injured.
Yes.
Nemesis and Pyramid Head have proven that. So, she can be hurt, she can be injured. I'm saying she because I'm just saying it's Nia. So we know that it can be hurt and injured. The problem is that as a group of killers, we could probably do it. Yes, no problem. One-on-one, that'd be a different story. Like I said, it was capable of holding off. I mean, after it got the shit kicked out of it, it was able to finally trick and capture Nemesis. So it does have some power behind it. Nemesis was trying to kill it, and it was able to survive what Nemesis is capable of. Even though Nemesis basically football kicked its ass around the entire RPD. And we know that it can regenerate its wounds because we've seen the capabilities of Pyramid Head and what he probably did to it.
Right.
So we know it can be injured. We know it can be hurt. Now, are you saying as the killers we did in our killer special?
It could be, or it could be in-game killer.
Well, with in-game killers, I could definitely see it happening. Because I know that both Nemesis and Pyramid Head aren't exactly fans. So getting those two to team up would basically be it. Throw Huntress in there for some support. And, throw Trapper in there because we know that Trapper was most likely originally a survivor. And you got yourself a 4-man squad who'd probably beat the shit out of and kill the entity.
Okay, guys. I want you to put in your bets.
3 pounds.
For how much is my weight?
3 pounds.
2.5.
I have 2.7 pounds.
Wait, say that again?
Necro has 2.7 pounds.
2.7? How much you got, Kyle?
3.
3?
And Mama Bear has
How about
2.5.
And Maxine has 2.5.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go get the scale and weigh it.
Of course he has a scale. I wonder why he has a scale. Nothing there, Necro? Not gonna say nothing?
No, good.
Now, if we're talking about our personally made killers, on the other hand, the entity would have a lot of trouble on her hands.
Oh, yeah.
Your ability to disappear and reappear Mama Bear's ability to transform into that giant werewolf form of herself, my improvised explosive devices, and even Subliminal's ability to just basically crawl and leap from anywhere. It would not end well for her in either group. One open mouth and one IED into the mouth and a good kick, and suddenly kaboom goes the headbed.
True.
Like I said, I know that there are certain killers who side with the entity, but I also know that there's certain killers that are completely against the entity and just want to get away. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
He wanted to change.
What did you do? Oh, God.
He wanted to change. People.
Cody has become Parrot Cody again.
No, okay.
But, do I think the entity could be defeated? Yes, I do. Excuse you, you piggy. Do I think that the regular killers could do it? Yeah, I do. But like I said, there are some of the killers that are happy to be in the entity's world. There are also certain killers that don't want to be in the entity's world. And the number of killers that don't want to be in the entity's world are pretty large, as in their size and strength. It seems the physically larger and more powerful they are, the more they want to be outside.
Right.
Like I said, you have characters like the Artist, the Huntress, Nemesis, Pyramid Head. Heck, even Pinhead doesn't want to be there.
Michael probably doesn't.
Right, I mean, like that. But then you got characters like Freddy and Legion and the Clown, who are all more than happy to be there. I think Deathgasm might have the results.
You all want to know?
Yeah, we want to know.
2.2.
2.2? He ate almost 3 pounds of gummy bear.
Damn.
Over.
Now here's the question. Should I save it and shoot it?
And
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, here's an idea, Deathgasm. Freeze it the night before you go in and shoot it. See how much penetration you can get on that motherfucker frozen.
Just detonate shrapnel everywhere.
Which gun am I going to shoot?
Huh?
Just be careful.
Which gun am I going to shoot at? My AR, my pistol, or my hunting rifle?
Go with the hunting
All
rifle.
three.
Okay.
A few rounds of the AR into it, a few rounds of the pistol, and then finish off with the hunting rifle.
Yep.
Well, I got a good idea.
Yeah?
Next weekend, I'm off. Me and you go shoot it, Nick. That way you're there to record it.
There you go.
Okay.
It sounds like fun. But,
I'm off next weekend, too. It's my birthday weekend.
Cool.
My college birthday weekend.
What was that? I couldn't quite hear you over the sound of me getting ready to grind you into paste.
I said it is Kazoo's birthday weekend as well as my own.
Well,
We were born on January 6th. I was born in 1989. He was born in 1984.
I'm sorry, Nick. Every time you start bringing me up, you suddenly get muted. I can't figure out what's going on.
Yeah. What I do?
You're suddenly just getting muted every time you bring up my birth date or my name. So, I don't know what's going on here. It's like somebody's just right-clicking and taking your user volume away and then putting it back up. Okay, jumping to a new subject here. Ravkiz, heyo! Friday is my birthday week. Oh, Friday's my birthday. Oh, is your birthday on Friday? Happy birthday, Ravkiz!
Happy birthday, Ravkiz!
Oh, Friday of next week.
Cool.
Happy
Hey,
birthday,
so you were born the day after me and Kyle?
I believe so. Let me think here. Yeah, that would be a day after us. So, I'm going to ask a series of questions. I'd say more, but unfortunately, I'm hearing dings and bings and whirls from behind me because Mama Bear's playing on her Switch. So let's start off with this. So, your birthday comes up. What kind of cake do you want?
I like the traditional, just plain yellow cake. I could go for a marble cake though too, but it's gotta be buttermilk icing on it.
Okay. What do you, Deathgasm? Take your time drinking from your flagon here. No one asked you a question here.
Water never tasted so good.
So, what kind of well, happy birthday, Ravkis. So, what kind of cake do you want for your birthday?
Friggin', I like them ice cream cakes.
Okay. What do you, Mama Bear?
Well, it's actually a toss-up for me. It's either red velvet with cream cheese frosting, or German chocolate.
Okay, those are both good. Well, my favorite type of cake is a carrot cake, so I always go with that. Although recently, I saw on the internet a mashed potato birthday cake. And what it was 4 sections of meat cooked properly, shaped like cake layers, and then they cooked up some mashed potatoes and smeared all over to make it look like it was an actual cake. It looks so good. I would love to try one. But I think I'm going to have to go with carrot cake. Ravkis says his favorite is red velvet cake.
Cool.
Okay, so next up, you get to pick where you want to go for dinner. Where do you choose?
Smoky Bones.
Oh, very good choice. Very good choice. The Smoky Bones we had up here closed.
If I could go anywhere, probably would have to be Benito's.
Benito's. What's Benito's?
The wonderful restaurant on Alter Street in Hazleton.
Oh, apparently it says in Alter Street in Hazleton.
Oh, we're back on the Hazleton cake.
Apparently.
So,
How about you,
What's on
Devin?
Alter Street?
Benito's.
Benito's.
I miss Benny's.
Oh, Benito's is great.
Well, if it was your birthday and you could go anywhere, where would you go? For your birthday? Food-wise.
I don't know, someplace in Ireland, get some actual Irish food.
We're thinking like you could actually name a place.
See, I don't know any place, but I want to go to get some actual Irish food.
Why don't you just cook actual Irish food? It's easy to do.
Yes, but it'd be nice to actually go to Ireland.
It depends on where in Ireland you go. Anyway, Taco Bell.
So, Nick, we're going to shoot this fucker.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
We might not use my pistol because I don't got many rounds for that yet.
Okay.
I got a metric fuck ton for my AR, though.
Okay.
Why does everyone have to buy a fake assault rifle?
Listen, I bought that AR for home protection, so fuck off.
Right, because the pistol and the hunting rifle aren't enough. You have to get yourself the Civvy model assault rifle.
Well, you know, he's got to make up for
Listen.
something somewhere.
My AR is real nice.
Oh! I almost spit my tea up everywhere. Mama Bear, what the hell? Where'd that come from? Damn!
Wait, what happened?
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't.
Oh my goodness!
It's like, guys,
I was washing my hands.
No, she goes, well, he's got to make up in size somewhere.
Listen, it's not like I'm lifting my truck, so leave me the fuck alone.
Couldn't you just go to a military auction and actually get yourself a real weapon?
I don't know, Kyle.
A special license for those.
Yeah, get yourself a special license. An M4 is way better than an AR.
This is true. But
Actually, mine ain't an AR.
You just said it was an AR.
No, it actually ain't. It's a Z15.
Oh my god. Civilians are making even crappier models of the M4 now.
Honestly, my gun's actually pretty nice, Kyle. I think you would give it the stamp of approval if you shot it.
You're probably talking to the wrong person. No offense, but once you fire military caliber, civilian caliber just isn't the same. I've tried to fire the AR-15, and while it does handle very nicely, it doesn't have the range or the stopping power my M4 had. And they both use the same size round. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like you driving like a Corvette your entire life, and then somebody says, "Hey, get in my Volkswagen Beetle; it'll change your mind."
Or how about my powder blue Prius?
Yeah, here's my powder blue Prius is the same car as your frickin' Corvette. It ain't.
Yeah, no.
You can pretend all you want, but quality to quality, you know which one's the better one.
Yeah.
No, it's at your house. Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna die, guys.
Why?
well, you almost ate 3 pounds of sugar.
Like, without anything else, you just sat there and just devoured it without a single drink. You might be. And now he's playing on his damn Switch, too.
Listen, I've been grinding Binding of Isaac since Repentance came out on fucking Switch. So, I
Wow.
don't want to hear it because I'm like, and like I'm trying to do the full unlock. Like I'm even gonna grind out the Lost and get all of his shit, and then do Tainted Lost, which is even harder.
Yeah, I've already done that. I did it years ago when it came out on the PC.
Yeah, but Repentance only came out a few months last March for PC.
Yeah, I've
If
already
you
done
know
it.
if you know what Tainted Lost is, you'll hate it for sure.
I didn't like playing the Lost, period.
Well, no one does, but
But then again,
if my idol Northern Lion, hashtag go watch Northern Lion for Binding of Isaac content, he is a god.
yes, he is. He's been doing it for years.
Yes, I freaking love Northern Lion. I watch his videos while I play Binding of Isaac, and I swear it makes me a better player.
He lives 2 houses down from where my grandparents live.
Bullshit.
No, I'm not kidding. We've got a chance to meet the guy before. Back when he was playing DayZ, I was playing DayZ too.
That makes me sad.
Why? He's a good guy. In real life, he's the same person you are. My favorite color is purple.
Well, you got to meet him, and I did not.
In a casual thing, like, I met the guy, and then I found out he had a YouTube channel. But it was like, I didn't know that he had a YouTube channel when I met him. He was just the guy who lived 2 houses down from my grandmother. He was a great guy.
You know he has a kid now.
Does he?
Yeah.
You know who else is really good at Binding of Isaac? Go watch Huts.
Northern Lion always mentions this one guy, Cobalt Street.
He's pretty good too, yeah.
I never watched anyone but Northern Lion and Tear of Grace.
Tears of
Tear of
Grace
Grace is more for comedic factor.
He's a very vile man.
which makes him very fucking funny.
Right, right.
I don't think he makes content anymore. I haven't seen any of this stuff in a while.
I've seen him do some content recently. He stopped about 2 months ago, though.
On Isaac, did he?
Of course, when I play The Binding of Isaac, you have to understand, and Necro will back me up, I tend to have anywhere from 150 to 300 mods attached to it.
Yeah.
So
see, I wish I could mod on Switch for one reason.
So you can
just make the game. Honestly, I'd probably just use mods to like unlock everything.
Oh no, I'm not
and just
like that.
And just play the game for fun at that point.
Well, the thing
because
is,
if I didn't,
keep going.
If I didn't have to unlock everything, I would just be playing as some of my favorite. Like, I would random, like freaking Northern Lion does.
Yeah.
And just see, like, what I could fucking do.
Well, all you gotta do is, well, I know it sounds bad, but all you gotta do is get all the items. In fact, the sad part is a lot of the items you can get from the Lost and the Corrupted Lost, they're not even worth unlocking. They're garbage items.
Well, actually, no. A lot of the stuff you unlock from the Lost is actually pretty good. The Soul, especially, that's like one of the best items.
Sorry, I'll stick with Godhead, thank you.
Godhead is a Lost unlock.
No, I had it before the Lost even existed. That's a baseline item from the original Binding of Isaac, before the Lost was even introduced.
Yeah, but was it Binding of Isaac Rebirth?
Yes, it was the original. It was before the Lost was even introduced to the game.
Yeah, but you can't get Godhead unless you beat fucking something with the Lost. I think it's a Mega Satan that you have to beat with the Lost.
Well, then maybe I beat Mega Satan, but all I'm saying is I've had it before Lost was even introduced.
Well, you know, with the new Binding of Isaac, they actually angel deals are kind of better than devil deals.
Technically, they always were.
In a way, they were, but in old game, new game, they nerfed like some items that would like give you constant HP, like the relic, or any other cumulative items that would spawn you health. Or they nerfed Dark Bomb, which used to spit out more freaking spirit hearts than anything.
Alright, well.
So now it's harder to survive if you keep taking devil deals.
That was always the issue with devil deals. That's why I always wait Angel as much as I could. Because Angel just has so much stuff.
I used to be the same way, but I got used to the style of gameplay where you could live off low health and become insanely powerful that you don't even have to worry about it anymore. But now, there's so many good items in Angel deals, especially now. Freaking, it's so much better.
We also got to look at it from this side. Necro will admit to it. Once you start playing the modded versions, you start to see how bad the regular versions are, and you can't play them anymore. Like I said, when you're running 300 mods, and you have every room has a chance of being 1 out of 1,700 different rooms, with you having over 30,000 different enemies, and over 560,000 different item combinations. You can't really look at the Binding of Isaac the same way. I have items that are things like you can cry puddles on the ground and then jump on the puddles and they shoot tears in every direction. We have items that shoot billiard balls that bounce around the room when they're ran into and hit and kill things. I have a literal burning bush that turns my tears into a flamethrower. I have a character who's literally made of rocks, whose special ability is to pick up and throw rocks, and he doesn't have tears. So, like once again, it's kind of like saying, hey, I play the Binding of Isaac. I know you do. But unfortunately, I play the modded Binding of Isaac. Which, the problem is that every time you go into that room to pick up that item, the chances of you getting that item you need are vastly smaller and smaller the more you mod into the game. That makes devil deals terrifying, but also makes them worthwhile, and the same thing with angel deals. Necro, I can't remember what the one was, but there was one where Necro used to get it all the time. We couldn't figure out why only Necro could get it. But, like, it shot planets. Like,
Yeah.
and depending on what planet hit, it had different effects and different sizes and different strengths. Like, once you start looking into how well the modding community, aka the Modensters, why we were created originally, you start to see all the flaws in the original game, and suddenly you're up against bosses that you can't kill physically, that you have to puzzle to defeat, and suddenly all those items that you collected mean jack shite. It really changes the game. That's why I say that, like, modding games has made certain games go from really low-rank, crappy games, in my opinion, to becoming some of the best games you could ever play. Fallout New Vegas is a great game, but once you start modding Fallout New Vegas, that game becomes tight. I don't use that word often, but that game becomes tight. Fallout 4 becomes playable, in my opinion. The Binding of Isaac becomes, okay, I have a 1 in 1 trillion chance of actually making it through this run based on RNG. Heck, even Pokemon games suddenly become so much more terrifying when you start to mod them. And suddenly you see a Charizard, but it's spitting water at you. When you start to look at it, modders that have come out and started putting their mods out have taken games, even old games, and turn them into some of the most fun and entertaining games you can play now. Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 1 are really difficult games until you throw a enemy randomizer into the game. And when you walk down that first hallway and suddenly Gwen, the Seed of Fire, is standing at you, the last boss staring you down, and he comes running up and cops you in the head, well, suddenly that game became a lot more difficult. This is a lot of...
Honestly, there's very few things I would change about Binding of Isaac. Like, granted, mods probably would make it a bit more fun.
They do.
In some scenarios. But I love the gameplay of it. Like, why do you think I accumulated close to 2,000 hours on this game already?
Because you can't beat everything you try and you keep dying over and over again because you can't get good because you're a scrub?
No. Actually, on my last save file, I did have most of the things unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to get a new Switch, and I couldn't transfer my data over, so I had to start again.
We had that issue with Steam too, so I understand what you're saying with that.
So, yeah, I was kind of disappointed losing everything, but it was fun to re-unlock everything. I just wish I didn't get Repentance until I got back to the point I was.
Right. Ravka says, I hate randomizers, they're confusing. Like a ghost-type liquid was ground.
Repentance is a lot harder, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, it is a lot harder. And they added that damn 3D flying stage at part of the end boss, which is annoying as all hell.
Oh, yeah, frickin' Northern Lion calls it Cuphead.
Well, it is. It's basically the Cuphead style of gameplay. It's ridiculous. But the thing is, like, when you start to mod, you get pluses and you get minuses. The pluses are, hey, I have more things to do. The minus is, now every time you go up to that podium, you have that less of a chance of getting that item you're looking for.
But you could only mod in what items you want.
Well, if you had the PC version, you can do that without mods. It's a console command. I could give... Necro knows about it. We started off 2-player mode, and we had items and combinations that were terrifying. But trust me, when I play the game now, and I get Guppy, the transformation, I am shitting myself in surprise, because that is such a rarity in my game. Because it went from a 1 in 196,000 chance in the regular game to a 1 in 10,345,000 chance in the modded game, because that's how many more items are added. Every time you add one item, it changes it.
In the entire time I've been playing Repentance, I only got Guppy once.
Right. But just imagine, with your pool of item choices, now, increase that by 10-fold. And that's what I run.
You know it's a really broken style of playing Binding of Isaac without mods? If you play as Tainted, I believe it's Cain, who has the Forever Sack or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
where you get consumables and you create items.
Mm-hmm.
If you create rock bottom, then do soy milk, and I think they call it red tomato or red mush or something. It gives you like a extreme damage boost. Freaking, if you get that, you're shooting 18 damage at the speed of freaking soy milk, and then any other item that you create on top of it is gravy. Because honestly, those 3 items are all you need to beat a game.
Pyromaniac, soy milk, Dr. Fetus.
That would be extremely. I'm pretty sure my Switch would just fucking off itself if it got that combo. Like, I'm pretty sure it'd pull out a gun, like, out of a compartment somewhere and shoot itself if I did that.
Nick got that once. We had to actually mod in a second Pyromaniac to me so I wouldn't keep dying. Because guess what? The bombs don't care about your tier strength.
I've never played 2-player mode on Isaac. Is it 2 separate characters, or is it like one of them baby?
Depends. In the modded version, it's 2 separate characters. In the regular version, one's the baby. What is my favorite game? That's a difficult choice right there. What would you say is your favorite game, huh? A game that I guess it would have to be a game I can keep going back to over and over again and enjoying it. Oh man, let's see. Ravkaz, that's a tough one. Let's see here. This sounds like something that top 10 lists would be easier with. Can't really say for sure. I guess the closest thing I have to a favorite game, which is just a game I can keep going back to over and over and over. What about you, Deathgasm? What would you say is your favorite video game?
It wasn't bad.
What?
Pre-sequel wasn't bad in my opinion, Nick. I actually like pre-sequel pretty good.
What? The only thing I hate...
That's because you played it after they patched it and made things farmable. Originally, when the game came out, when I played it, some bosses weren't farmable, and if you didn't get the drop, you weren't getting that gun ever.
Yeah, you'd have to either go back around in game 2 and try again, or stop and restart.
Yeah.
But,
that was the issue with that game to begin with, was they didn't add the farmability.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made it low on my list, but, I mean, that's why I said before patches.
Let's see here.
I don't know, a game I always end up going back to is either The Binding of Isaac, or I really like Destroy All Humans. But if I could go back and play Bully, I probably would have played Bully through another 5 or 6 times.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Hang on a second, Graph, because you're asking way too many questions way too fast. Want to play Minecraft? I don't play regular Minecraft. I only play modded Minecraft. We could always start that back up, but you would need a PC. As for, do I want to start up Pokemon Randomizer again? That's something I could do. That's always fun. How about you, Mama Bear? Do you have a favorite game?
Well, I actually like the Final Fantasy series.
Okay.
I also like the Dragon Quest.
Okay, well, those are 2 very nice RPG series.
Mm-hmm. All-time favorite, though, I would probably have to say Final Fantasy X.
Okay, well, that's a good one. I don't mind Final Fantasy X. That was just something that Ravkaz popped up with and asked real quick.
Yeah, because that's a game that I always go back to.
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem with picking a favorite game is, like, there's so many out there. There's so many good games. And I have played, like...
It is very hard to pick.
Yeah. Like, if you just take a look at my Steam account, I've got over 416 games on my Steam account alone.
Honestly, I sort of want to go back and play the BioShock series.
BioShock, except
Infinite.
yeah, I'm not a fan of Infinite. I'm sorry.
Honestly, I liked Infinite when I first played it, but after playing the first two and then going back and playing Infinite, I'm like, from the original games, Infinite is shit.
Oh yeah, Infinite's a bad game.
I like the first two BioShock games phenomenally more. I like the first one especially. How it was like horror survival.
Yep.
The other one was kind of like more yeah, it's horror, but you got the shit you need.
Well, yeah, but the thing I liked more about 2 was the fact that you weren't invincible, but you sure as hell felt it being inside the Big Daddy armor. Like, the entire game is like, I'm not some scrawny guy with a crowbar. I am this gigantic juggernaut of death and destruction, who, if I want, I can just kill people with my drill all game.
See, that's what I kind of didn't like. I felt like it was too tanky in a way.
Yeah, but you could still die, and there were plenty of times where I died. In fact, there were parts of the game that, even to this day, after playing so much, that I have died over and over and over, and I keep dying at these scenes every damn time. But, yeah, I mean, but then you got to ask yourself the question, are you talking about the base game? Are you talking about the game after it's had updates? Are you talking about a game that's moddable? And that changes everything right there.
Yeah, I don't know base game.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And also, you got out in, are we just talking single-player, multiplayer games? Because that's like 2 different categories in their own.
Oh, yeah. 2-player Gran Turismo definitely pops up onto my list.
Whatchamacallit, that one game that we played the hell out of on PC. What was it? Where I was Necropolis all the time?
Fear?
Huh?
Fear? Oh, no, you're talking about Heroes of Might and Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good 2-player as well. Yeah, Shield is only on the Switch. But, you know, like, there's all kinds of fun things that you can do. Like, it's very difficult to pick out what you could be considered your favorite game. When I was a kid, I thought Earthbound was one of the greatest RPGs ever made. Now, it's still good, but it's definitely not in my top 10 anymore. You know, unfortunately, I jumped in. I don't know where Juggernaut is. I jumped in gaming when it was 1988. I started playing video games a year before Necro Nick was born. Back when Blockbuster Video was just barely starting. So, I mean, I've been playing games since the Atari 2800. And I've continued to play them my entire life. I couldn't tell you how many games I've played.
Kyle, I'm not trying to sound like a dick. I did not realize you were that old.
Oh, dude, I'm almost 40.
You're not that close. You're 3 years off.
In a week, I'm going to be 2 years off.
No, you'll be 3 years off.
How old am I?
Hey, yeah.
I thought I was 37.
You are 37. My bad.
Necro, add 5.
Yeah.
How old are you? Add 5. It's not 1, 5. Wrong number. You can put that down.
See, Necro, here's the thing.
If you add 1, I'm way younger then I'm only 33. There we go.
I'm hitting the big 4-0 this year.
Yeah, Mama Bear Maxine turns 40 this year. She keeps saying it, but we all know she's turning 29.
Did Mama Bear rob the cradle with you, Kyle?
No.
We've been together. We've been together since I was 16. It's going to be 20. We're going to be 22 years together as of July of this year. Well, on and off, but
June 26th, not July.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Maybe I should check my phone and find out if you're right or not. I do have it saved after all.
Don't you do this to me,
I'm
Kaiju.
not going to do this to you. No one has to know what's going on right now. No one has to know. Hang on a second. Let me just...
Pal, stop doing nasty shit on stream.
Ah, you guys can't see it. It's fine. You guys would never know what we're doing. Ugh.
This is now not a children's show.
only if you use your imagination like that. Oh, you were right. June 26th.
Frankly, it never was a children's show since I started.
It was 2 days off.
Well, maybe you'll get it this year. Maybe you'll wish it to me before I wish it to you. Anyway. Hey, Kaiju, I'm taller, I think, inches. I'm now 5'3" or 5'2". Ravkis, I'm 6'3", dude. You're a foot shorter than I am.
Ravkis, I'm 5'7", motherfucker.
Yeah, Ravkis, you're pretty short. Like, I think Mama Bear is the only person in the group who's shorter than you. But you were 5'1". That's wonderful. I was 5'1" back in the 9th grade. And then I hit 10th grade and I became 6'1".
I never was 5'1".
Oh, you are in my heart, honey. After all, your team is finally absolutely fucking monsters in the NFL right now.
I know.
Who's your team? Green Bay.
Green Bay.
I don't know how it's possible to feel dead tired after eating that much sugar.
It's because it's weighing you down. Wait for it to digest. You won't be able to sleep after that. Your eyes will shoot open and be like, hey, you remember that time in the 5th grade? No!
Listen, that's my average night. So.
Hey, you remember what you did back in the 4th grade? No? Well, you're going to remember now, son of a... Anyway. That's usually how I sleep. Go to close my eyes and it's like, hey, you remember that? No. But don't you? No.
Please, no.
So anyways, back to another subject here. This is going to be an interesting subject. So, would you rather walk around for the rest of your days with no shoes on, including any type of footwear, or no pants on, including anything that covers your legs? Which would you rather?
Footwear.
You'd rather walk around with nothing on your feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Necro?
I'd rather have my dangle hang.
I was figuring that for you, Deathgasm.
Might as well swing what I got, right?
It depends on what you got. Mama Bear thinks that your need for a truck and large firearms is compensating for something, so...
Yeah. I still hang lower than you, buddy.
I hope you hang lower than her.
I was saying that to you.
I was just repeating what she was saying. Your fight isn't with me, Tiny Tim. I don't need a big truck to prove how big I am downstairs.
I don't have that big of a truck either.
Yeah? You don't have that big of a rifle either.
My truck ain't that big, buddy.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Freaking, I literally pull up to stoplights with guys with lifted trucks, and I do this to them. I'm like,
All right.
I get the finger a lot.
I guess you do, yeah.
I'm honestly waiting to be shot.
Well,
See, me, if I was to do that to bigger trucks than what I would have, they'd probably go, what, is that an offer?
it depends if they could see you.
This is true, because I could probably barely see over a steering wheel at this point.
I mean, no offense, but like, Have you ever seen Rosetta Drive? There's someone...
I'm gonna go with no pants.
All right. Well, I'd have to go with no shoes. Just because I live in New York and it gets very cold up here. See, I'd rather walk around in bare feet because, hey, I could probably live in a wheelchair. But if my cook and 2 commandos down there happen to get frostbitten, I don't want to have to lose them.
Yeah,
Just saying. They have use. I've seen plenty of people who can be in a wheelchair and still have their danglers working. Ravkiz says, I hate my legs. I want to hide them. That's fine. My legs aren't much of a showpiece either, except for all that damn muscle on them.
Same, look.
Yeah. Not much to look at, but damn can you see them friggin' muscle. Yep.
We can tell we're from PA.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I'll be the first one to admit I have almost no upper body strength. I never did, even in the military. But I have nothing but lower body strength.
I mean, over the years of being in the warehouse industry, I gained a little bit more upper strength than I used to have, but my lower body still is outweighed by that.
I mean, Maxine held the record for the leg press machine at the high school for like 2 years.
Until my sister broke it.
Yeah, I mean, like, she's pretty strong with her legs, so, I mean, it's just like...
Make sure you don't piss her off. If she kicks you in the nuts, you're going to be out of commission for a while.
Oh, don't worry. I get plenty of violence on me. Don't worry.
Mr. Shemansky, you guys remember him.
Well, one of them might. He might have retired before Deathgasm made it to school.
This is true.
I mean, do you realize how old Deathgasm actually is?
I have no idea.
Deathgasm, surprise her. How old are you?
Gonna be 23.
You're what?
The look on her face. The look on her face. Priceless.
He's 10 years younger than me, but
I do look pretty old with the facial hair and everything.
he's my baby cousin.
Yeah, even though I'm better looking and better built because I ate my vegetables.
Oh, no.
Vegetables have nothing to do.
Actually, scientists have proven that vegetables actually have nothing to do with the leg growth. It's the proteins you eat. And unfortunately, I've seen Necro take down entire freaking stock pigs, so... he looks like his brother before his brother hit puberty. Yeah.
I don't know if to take that as an insult or compliment.
Compliment. Your brother was getting women all the time. And trust me, it wasn't because of his looks.
True.
He had something else going on.
You're fun size, Necro.
But only in the parts that don't matter.
What?
Honestly, I feel like the Gummy Bear is climbing back up to take revenge.
Oh, God. We're just going to see this gummy hand pop out of his mouth and grab his throat and start choking him on camera. Who's the closest one to him? I'm 6 hours away.
This person right here named Deathgasm's closest to me.
Okay, so if he starts getting attacked by a gummy bear, how long will it take you to get there?
Give or take.
Okay, you have a fighting chance, Deathgasm. Just don't let it get anywhere near your nose. You can still breathe. Just don't let it get to your nose. Fight that thing off. That'd be a terrifying enemy to fight. You eat it, and then it comes back to fight you from your throat.
I have a fighting chance myself.
Well, just be careful where you swing that thing. It's going to be around your neck. You might end up doing more damage than it does. I know what you got there. I'm just saying. You swing a little too hard, you might do more damage than it would have done.
Oh, well.
It's like
War story.
It's like that.
Women love them.
It's like the aliens from Alien. Oh, you can take them on in close range combat if you don't mind the splatter of acid blood that melts your ass to the ground.
I also got this little piece, too.
That's going to do you well good against the freaking aliens, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Freaking 6
It's
foot.
my boot knife.
And you're going to lose your boot knife along with anything around your boot when that acid blood hits you.
Well, I was more saying to fight the gummy bear.
Well, just like I said, just be careful how you swing it.
Yeah.
Nick can
I
get...
wouldn't be swinging a knife, though.
Nick said... Oh, what the heck? Something happened. Hang on. Nick says he can get there in 10, 15 minutes, but you can bleed out in 7, so just be careful. Especially around the throat.
Yeah. Or if I just go for that, what is it, the femoral artery?
Well, then you'll bleed even faster. You don't want any of the main arteries or veins to be stabbed. Of course, it's also made of gummy bears, so I'm pretty sure it's not all, all that strong.
Not only that, but it'd probably be partially digested.
Yeah.
By the time it gets...
It's going to be like 1.5 pounds by the time it comes up. It's not going to be very strong.
Yeah.
Although it would still be a pretty funny story to try to explain to the police. I ate 3 pounds of gummy bear and it came back for vengeance.
Well, yeah, I'm happy to announce that I finished Game of Thrones.
I don't know why you'd be happy about that.
Actually, I am quite sad about it because...
Because you realize how bad a show it was and how disappointed you are now?
No, I'm more disappointed because that was something me and my closest friend were doing since July 16th, and now we don't have that to just have an excuse to fucking hang out constantly.
You know that there are other better Netflix shows that you could be doing that to, right? Like, there's lots of them.
Well, me and him would have watched The Witcher together, but I already watched The Witcher both seasons. But we are maybe thinking about watching Hannibal. We're thinking about watching the cartoon Witcher that just came out on Netflix and The Last Kingdom, I believe.
What about Stranger Things?
Yeah, I never got into it.
It wasn't too bad. There are definitely better shows. I mean, after watching Game of Thrones, I mean, everything should be looking better now.
Honestly, Game of Thrones wasn't that bad. Like, I really enjoyed it.
I guess it just really depends on how you look at the show. You know, the writer who wrote it basically said that every time he got to a certain part of the story, he'd flip a coin.
Oh, we lost that guy.
Did we? I can still see him.
I'm
I
still here.
Oh, okay. You disappeared from my screen, apparently. Oh, there you are.
Okay. Like, that's basically how he wrote the book and the show. Like, whenever it got to a certain scene, he'd flip a coin and see whether the person would live or die. Like, he never wrote the story past that part. That's how he wrote it. He basically said, okay, this character, does he die? And then he would flip a coin. He literally told people this. That's how he decided if a person lived or died on the show.
The writer and the actor, the writer of the books and the
director
and the show were two different people.
Yeah, but in order for them to have the rights for his book, he made sure that they wrote it exactly how it was done in his book.
Yeah.
So I did not say anything that was wrong.
But according to the book is going to end differently than the show.
Well, that's because
it's going to end the same way, but how everyone gets there is going to be completely different.
Well,
because the books are about, I believe they're 3 behind from where they left off.
Yeah, he hasn't finished the books yet.
Yeah, but the ending of the books are going to be the same.
That's right. The people who die in it are going to be the same, too.
Huh?
And the people who die in it are probably going to be the same, too.
Yeah. Honestly, Daenerys is probably going to die still. Cersei and fucking the brother Lannister who fucked her probably both going to die. Jon's going to get sent to the wall. Sansa's going to fucking rule the Northern Kingdom. Bran is going to freaking rule the 6 kingdoms. and fucking Arya's gonna go fuck off across the sea. And
that's how
anyone who likes Game of Thrones and likes Arya, I am not knocking Arya. I loved Arya. But honestly, I did not like how she just decided to go fuck off across the sea.
Why not? She decided to get out of the war.
Well, there was no war by the time it was all over.
There's always a war.
Yeah.
There's always a
I
war.
could see there be. I'm looking forward to that new show coming out, the House of the Dragons. It takes place 200 years before Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And it talks about how the Targaryens used to rule before.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like an interesting concept.
Yeah, except you already know how it ends up ending.
Yeah, except you don't know much about the Targaryens other than what little is said in the show.
Well, that's the show. Have you tried reading the book? The books are...
I don't know if you know this about me, Kyle. I'm not much of a reader.
No, I couldn't tell at all. I had no clue. No clue at all. This is sarcasm, by the way. The books are filled with lots more information and lots more things that happen. When you watch the TV show, you're only catching a brief glimpse into the actual world.
Yeah, us Irish and Scottish people don't like to read.
Ah, gotcha. Like I said, it all really depends on how you look at it.
Frankly, it's better to watch people fuck and then sword fight to the death.
You say so.
Friggin', I'm stealing that from fucking what's his name's freaking podcast, Joe Rogan, I believe it is.
Oh,
he fucking has a fucking comic sketch on that.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, oh, people who say fucking reading's better than watching the movie. Full of fucking shit. I get to watch people literally fucking fuck and then fight to the death. How is that better than that?
Well, if your imagination sucks, I can imagine that being the way.
Well,
look.
I got a good imagination. I never had a problem with that. Reading just takes too much effort, in my opinion, for me.
And that's not saying anything, but look at the original Jurassic Park. A lot of people don't realize it, but the story for the original Jurassic Park is literally the most boring of the 8 stories that happened on that island at the same time.
Yeah.
It's quite literally the most boring and ill-paced of them all. What about the little girl whose father was a veterinarian? They get lost out there, have to move through areas where there are freaking mutated dinosaurs because InGen is trying to create them on the island already, and they end up taking a baby T-Rex home as a pet. You don't ever get to see that in the movie. All you get to see is a bunch of archaeologists running around screaming constantly. It's literally, if you read the book and then try to watch that movie, you would be surprised how disappointing the movie actually turns out to be. But there's only so much you can put into a movie that you can't into a book. Like you said, a book takes, as you said, too much time. But Game of Thrones books are so big that they haven't even gotten to the point of actually catching up with the end of the show.
I know.
That's how short the show is compared to the actual book series.
Actually, they wanted to make the show longer than they actually did, but the writers of the show wanted out.
Yeah, I'd want to be out of that bad show too. But anyway, all I'm saying is...
Well, no, think about it. They spent about 13 years writing, doing everything for that show. They started in 2009 or 8.
Okay.
And they ended in 2019.
Right.
That's a lot of years to dump into one project. You know?
Well, normally I'd agree with you, with the exception of the fact of The Simpsons, South Park, Charmed.
but they're different. They're comedy.
Yeah. One Piece, Dragon Ball Z. There are shows that have been out even longer than that show and are still running to this day.
I know. Trust me, I know.
So that's why I can't really sit with that. The problem came down with the fact that at one point, I don't remember when it is, and I'm only reading off of what I read on the internet. But there was a point in the story where one of the main characters, a really liked character, it was near the end of the series, just gets offed. Like,
I'm thinking I know who you're talking about. I think it might have been the old freaking King's Guard, I believe it was called.
Well, whatever it
he
was,
got off in that alley fight.
He was just like a badass. He could take down like armies by himself, and then he just gets offed in an alley somewhere. Like that's the character I'm talking about. Like he was like a badass the entire series. Like he was just beating people up left and right, and then he just dies.
They killed him off just for a shock effect, and he tried fighting it because that character was supposed to live on for, I'm pretty sure, the rest of the series.
He was.
But they killed him. And they killed him off with shock effect.
And then what ended up happening is a lot of the writers had some very angry fans coming after them. One writer actually came home to have one of the fans sitting on his porch saying, "I can find you again," and walked away from the writer. They didn't want to get out for that. They wanted to get out because they were threatened because, hey, this doesn't match up. You killed him for shock value. This is a badass that could take down dragons by himself, and he's killed in an alley fight. You know?
Yeah.
You don't just take a character. That would be like taking Venom and having him get beat by Batman.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, that doesn't happen. If Batman can't beat Venom, he's tried. Venom is just that much more powerful than Batman that Batman cannot defeat him. So, if Venom was suddenly beaten by Batman, base form Batman, not in his Hellbat armor or anything like that, which is just crazy in my opinion, just killed him, how do you think fans of Venom would feel? They'd be furious. They'd be pissed. And how do you think the fans felt? They felt destroyed. This guy was supposed to be there till the end of the book series. They said, you know what? We're just going to kill him in a back alley. You know, this is the same guy that's taken down hundreds of characters by himself so far. Like he's fucking Hercules.
And also towards the very end, his name was Varys.
Okay.
Actually, there's a couple characters that are like portrayed really, really fucking intelligent, snaky in the books.
Yeah.
And they don't add up even close enough in the show. And both of them, Littlefinger and Varys, both of them do stupid shit that gets them caught and gets them off.
Well, right.
But in the book, they're a lot more sneaky and
last a hell of a lot longer.
intelligent.
That's what I'm saying, though. The fact is that it's just, once again, looking at two different forms of media that are trying to explain the same thing. Like Venom in the comic book versus Venom in the movies. Venom in the movies is a pussy compared to Venom in the comic book series. The Venom in the comic book series would literally rip that Venom to shreds and then laugh at him. But when you get to a show that's as popular as Game of Thrones was, and you decide that a lot of these people have read the books up to this point, and you say, you know what, we're just going to off these characters for shock value to show them that our version's different, how do you think they're going to react?
Not good.
That'd be like switching Kevin McAllister from Home Alone with Deathgasm. Okay? They go to break into Deathgasm's house, and Deathgasm shoots the two bastards. There's some shock and awe for you right there.
Right?
Do you think the people that watch the original are going to be happy about that? No. Do you think they're going to enjoy that? No. You don't screw with something that people like. It always ends badly. You don't remake something like when they, quotation marks in the air, remade Final Fantasy VII, end quotation marks, and expect that because you changed the entire game and how it's run, the storyline and everything, that all the original fans were going to be happy with it. They weren't. They were up in arms. Final Fantasy.
What?
You didn't hear about that? The Final Fantasy VII remake debacle?
No, I'm really confused what just happened in my game.
Oh, you died.
No,
He lived.
no,
I'm confused
I
now.
went down to the hush floor and it sent me down to the void.
Maybe. Nah, I don't know.
And, I'm not even prepared to fight the fucking delirium.
Okay. Well,
Like, I'm strong enough to at least beat, like, the chest and dark room, and maybe hush, but I ain't nearly strong enough to fucking fight delirium at this point.
if you can fight Hush at this point, you're plenty strong to fight Delirium. It all depends what Delirium's forms are. What forms he chooses.
To an extent, you're right, but I'm low on HP, and things ain't looking good. I could have easily scaved on Hush, because at least I get 2 items off the bat, and 4 chests and a shot, to at least increase my chances.
Well, now you have a chance to fight up to 7 other bosses where you could get items off of them. It all depends on
Yes, but there's also a chance that I won't freaking choose those bosses and I don't have a teleport card.
Well, I can't help you with that, I'm afraid. But I can see
I'm
that,
up shit creek without battle.
I see that this has slowly diminished it, but I think we had some fun tonight. Did everyone have some fun?
Yes. Watching Deathgasm engulf himself in 3 pounds of gummy bear was pretty entertaining.
Yep, and next weekend you guys can videotape opening fire on that thing, and then you can upload it with me, and I'll upload it to the channel.
Yep.
But I'm going to call it here. I have to take some medication. I'm starting to feel a bit of pain in my tooth. So, until next time, folks, I'm Kaiju K.
I'm Necro Nick.
I'm Mama Bear.
I'm Deathgasm and I may be dead.
And we'll see you all in the future, everyone. Peace out, everybody.
Later.
Oh, wait, I hit the wrong button.